welcome back to my channel. I have a really long haul for you today. I read the books on Bookopoly that would get me a book haul, and now I've been buying books. I have to show you all the books that I traded for credit, like the credit that I spent, and the thrift stores that I went to, and this right here, you can't see it, but this right here goes all the way down. And then I have some stuff over here in this general area. So get cozy, get a drink, and enjoy this extra long haul. You know it's very overdue because I had to earn it. So let's dive in. The first book is The Nanny by Gillian Macmillan. This is, I think it's a historical fiction thriller. You know, the nanny trope. You know, your kids are safe with their nanny until they're not anymore, kind of thing. So we'll start with the ones that are over here, then we'll turn around and do the rest. The Killing Woods by Lucy Christopher. I believe this is about this guy who comes out of the woods with a body on his shoulders, and the body happens to be his daughter's best friend. And I think that everyone thinks that he killed her, but he swears up and down that he got there after she was dead, and that he was trying to save her. And I'm ready for this. It says dangerous games are played in the dark. The Unhealthy Truth by Robin O'Brien. This is about like healthy living and things like that, and the truth about what we eat, and the truth about the world around us. One mother's shocking investigation into the dangers of America's food supply and what every family can do to protect itself. So I'm a little bit scared to read this, because if you talk about food in front of me when I'm about to eat, or I read something nasty about a company or a food product, then I will not eat like that food product or that company, or like I just don't really eat at all when I get grossed out. And I don't know why. I know it's something like in my mind. It's like, yeah. So I'm a little scared to read this, but I also kind of want to read it. So we'll see how that goes for me. If I die of starvation, you know what happened. It wasn't my husband. He did not starve me. I starved myself because I read something gross. Now, then, I got these. Now, then. Then I got Red Riding Hood. This is a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. And I've been really enjoying my retellings lately. In the past 3 days in the past 4 days, I've read 3 of the Dorothy Must Die books in the series. I am halfway through the 4th one, but I can't count it because I haven't finished it yet. Good Girls Don't Talk to Werewolves. This one I'm a little scared of too. This is 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty. I actually think I DNF'd Big Little Lies because I just could not get into it. I don't know if it was the writing or if it was just that book. So I'm a little nervous to go into this one, but it's been raved about so much here on BookTube that I had to jump on the bandwagon. Could 10 days at a health resort really change you forever? 9 people gather at a remote health resort, and I think people start dying. Animal Farm by George Orwell. Everyone knows what Animal Farm is about. Plus, this was on my 30 before 30, so I found it, and the cool thing is that I had no idea. It's only like 140 pages. 141 pages. Okay, so the teacher in me saw this book, and the teacher in me had to buy this book for my class because I have a kindergarten class. 101 things to make and do with googly eyes. And yes, I'm super excited for this, but it literally shows you different things. Have you seen my ring and how to make a ring with them? Rest your eyes so you get eye masks, and then you put it on there, and then charming cups. You put a little charm on the cup, and origami. So it is just something I think I can use in my classroom. Book from this thrift store in this bag was The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo by Amy Schwimmer. She is a hilarious actress, comedian, and I honestly really like watching movies with her in them, but I think this touches on a lot of things like feminism and being female in Hollywood and things of that nature that, who better to tell me than my best friend Amy Schwimmer. So the first thing is toothbrushes. I mean, we really did buy toothbrushes, but they're not supposed to be in most of my books. Okay. Then I have The Honest Life by Jessica Alba, Living Naturally and True to You. I have Pretty Happy by Kate Hudson. So these are kind of gonna be similar, but this one's gonna be from Kate Hudson and her views on things, and then Jessica Alba and her views on things. Then I have You, the Owner's Manual, an insider's guide to the body that will make you healthier. Together we stand, an infographic timeline of feminism. It's like a little history about feminism and different key people who are important today. The Impossible Knife of Memory by Lori House Anderson. When you're forced to grow up too fast, it's hard to slow down. So Haley has 2 jobs, attending high school and taking care of her father who has PTSD from the war. Write it down, let it go, a worry relief journal. So it's really just like pages for me to write in, and then there's like little exercises for me to do. Some people would say that I have a problem with holding on to things and holding grudges. Those people would be wrong. But if they were at all right, I got this to help me a little bit. these two go with a different one that's down there somewhere. Okay, so let's start with Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. This was talked about so much last year. It's a horror novel about this woman who gets a message from her cousin saying, please come help me, my husband's trying to hurt me. So of course this cousin goes to her cousin's house to save her, and when she gets there, her cousin's like, no, I never said that. I love my husband. And everything seems eerie. Sorry if the angle changed at all, but my battery died as per usual when I film. There's If I Die Tonight by Allison Galen. By the time you read this, I'll be dead. This isn't Jackie, it's her son Wade. She doesn't know where I am. She doesn't even know I can get on her Facebook page, so don't ask her. This isn't her fault. I am not her fault. I'm writing to tell my mom and Connor that I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt anyone. I wish I could tell you the truth of what happened, but it's not my truth to tell. Then there's The Arabian Nights. So this is halfway because of my classroom. I want to put it in my classroom and share my stories with my students, but it's also halfway something I think I would enjoy because I read the entire Grimm's Fairy Tales, which is like tiny print, 800 pages. My copy is beautiful, but it was so daunting to read. This one is a children's edition, so it has lots of pictures and the writing's a lot bigger, and I think it would be perfect for read-alouds because I think they're about 10 to 25 pages for each story or each tale. So yeah, it was me, but it was also teacher me, but okay, it was just for me. This one is yet another one that I tell people is for my students, but honestly I'm just really interested in reading this. So it is Listomania, a world of fascinating facts in graphic detail. So it's like a graphic novel of fun facts, just random facts that I think it would be really fun to read. 2,663 random facts that will astonish, thrill, and make you a better person. And then, you know, if I do find information in here that would be good for my kids to learn, then I can do a lesson around it or that has that information in it. So that'll be fun. I've ran out of graphic novels to read because pretty much as soon as I get a graphic novel, I read it. So I found 2 to add to my collection. So there's Adventure Time Sugary Schwartz. So it's just like an episode of Adventure Time, but in graphic novel form. And then I have Steven Universe. And I honestly just got it because the art style is so interesting. Ooh, see, that's pink. I have no idea what Steven Universe is about. This bag is Absolute Brightness by James Leslie. Phoebe's life in Neptune, New Jersey is something unremarkable. She helps her mom with her hair salon, she goes to school, and she envies her perfect older sister. But everything changes when Leonardo arrives. Leonardo is an orphan, a cousin who Phoebe never knew she had. When he comes to live with Phoebe's family, he upsets the delicate balance of their lives. He's gay and confident about who he is. He inspires the people around him. He sees people not as they are, but as they hope to be. One day, Leonardo goes missing. Phoebe, her family, and her community fight to understand what happened and to make sense of why someone might want to extinguish the beautiful absolute brightness that was Leonardo. Okay. Then there's Two Summers by Amy Friedman. One summer in the French countryside among sun-kissed fields of lavender. Another summer in upstate New York along familiar roads that lead to surprises. When Summer makes a split-second decision, her summer divides into two parallel worlds. Then there's Rebel Rose by Emma Farrell. What if Happily Ever After was only the beginning? Torn between two worlds, neither of which she truly belongs to. It's 1789 and France is on the brink of a revolution. Belle has broken the enchantress's curse, resorting the beast to its human form. Beauty and the Beast. Retelling? I don't think it's a retelling. It's like after Beauty and the Beast. I love everything Beauty and the Beast related, so that's gonna be 5 stars. And there is Ophelia and the Marvelous Boy by Karen Foxley. This is a middle grade in which young Ophelia rescues magical boy, battles the Snow Queen, and saves the world. And that bag is empty! Woo-woo! We still have a lot. People, a lot. There's The Geography of Lost Things by Jessica Brody. This is, I believe there's romance. I think it's a YA. And I know there's a road trip in here. I love books that have a road trip element. Here's one more bag. There's The Double Life of Danny Day by Mike Thayer. First off, look at that cover. Second off, it's about this boy named Danny Day. He lives every day twice. The first one he calls his throwaway day because no one will remember it but him. And the second one is his real day. Then there's The Truth and Lies of Ella Black by Emily Barr. Who do you trust when you can't trust yourself? Ella Black has always had dark inclinations. She's successfully hidden her evil alter ego from her family and friends. But Bella is always there, eager to take control and force Ella to do bad things. When Ella's parents drag her out of school one afternoon and fly across the globe to Rio de Janeiro with no believable explanation, Bella longs to break free. And now I can tell you about the two that were over there. So I think this series has... Oh, okay, it is a trilogy. I thought it was 4 books, but it's a trilogy. So, I bought the whole trilogy of Matched by Ali Condi. So there's Matched, there's Crossed, and there's Reached. Reached is so much bigger than the other two. Let's dive into another dystopia. Well, some of them. So this is The Stand by Stephen King. Look at how huge that is. 1,300 pages. 1,400 pages. Over 1,400 pages. So I'm basically giving Stephen King 3 more chances to wow me with a book, and one of the books that I think has potential To Wow Me is The Stand. You follow a group of 100 boys who are just walking and walking and walking. And I believe this is like one of the first dystopians ever written. I could be wrong. It's fine if I am. But if the boys stop walking or slow down or get tired or anything, they get shot in the head and they die. And I think it's only going to be one boy is remaining, and that is all that I know. Then there's Jurassic World, The Evolution of Claire by Tess Sharp. It's Jurassic World, so I had to get it. Okay. So, I got 3 books in this series because I thought it was a 3-book series. Turns out I'm halfway through the 4th book in the series right now. So I'm reading. I have read Dorothy Must Die by Daniel Page. The Wicked Will Rise. I finished today. And then the Yellow Brick War, I read the complete thing today. So I read all 3 of these this month, and I'm actually finishing the 4th book in the series right now. It is a retelling of Oz, obviously, and I just love the way Danielle Page writes a world. Like, the world building in these books is so good. I do feel like this one is a little bit long, and like some of this could have been cut out, honestly. Little side note there. But these are, oh my god. So there's like a rainbow waterfall and flying monkeys whose magic is connected to something else, but I can't tell you because spoilers. And fairies and just these magical realms inside of Oz that I am finding to be perfection. I am just going through these so quick. So even though this is a pretty chunky book, I mean 400 pages probably, 450 pages, I got done with this in 2 days. This one, The Wicked Will Rise, I finished in 2 days. Yellow Brick War, I finished in 1 day. And it's probably going to be about 2 days for the last one in the series. The End of Oz, I think it's called The End of Oz. But I'm absolutely loving this retelling. It kind of takes the original Wizard of Oz and slaps it on its head because Dorothy must die, so that kind of tells you maybe Dorothy is evil, maybe she's not and she just has a lot of layers, or maybe there's more that you don't know. There is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. Birthday Girl is a forbidden romance. Yeah. So, in this you follow Jordan, who is dating this boy in high school, and then I think he gets arrested, and they call his dad to help bail him out of jail and let Jordan and the boyfriend, Jordan and the boyfriend live in Pike's house because Pike is her boyfriend's dad. And when Pike goes to pick them up from jail, Jordan is someone that he slept with already. They hooked up, and So it makes things kind of awkward, but then I'm pretty sure that Jordan and Pike end up together. So it's forbidden romance, it's age gap, and I'm a little unsure about this one because I tend to not like books that have cheating, and this is like the girlfriend is cheating with the boyfriend's dad. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this one, but it has been so hyped on BookTube. So then there is The Midnight Gang by David Williams. This is about this found family trope. These kids are in the hospital and they want to have some fun, so they become the Midnight Gang and they go on these crazy midnight adventures from their hospital bed. There's The Escape Room by Megan Golding. I've heard like mixed reviews about this book, but I really tend to love like isolated mystery thrillers where it all happens in one place. I believe this happens, it's like an escape room. You have to escape with your life. And I really enjoy like isolated mystery thriller type thing. And I've read Megan Golding before and I loved The Night Swim. Oh, I got another graphic novel. So I got Ghosts by Raina Telgemeier. I feel like I've read more from this author before. It's a middle grade haunted house ghost story. Then The Survivors by Jane Harper. I believe that this is like a remote, isolated thriller where people start dying one by one. A Stranger on the Beach by Michael Campbell. Carolina's beach house was supposed to be her crowning achievement. A lavish, expensive space to showcase what she thought was her perfect family. But things may not be as perfect as they seem. Her husband is lying to her, the money is disappearing, and there's a stranger on the beach outside her house. As Caroline's marriage and her carefully constructed lifestyle begin to collapse around her, she turns to Aiden, the stranger, for comfort and revenge. After a brief and desperate fling that means nothing to Caroline and everything to him, Aiden's infatuation with Caroline, her family, and her house becomes more and more destructive. But who is manipulating whom in this deadly game of obsession and control? Okay, I did not realize, but I got another book by Michael Campbell. It's Always the Husband. Kate, Audrey, and Jenny first met as college roommates and soon became inseparable. Despite being as different as three women can be, Kate was beautiful, wild, wealthy, and damaged. Audrey, on financial aid, came from a broken home and wanted more than anything to distance herself from her past. Jenny was a striver, brilliant, ambitious, and determined to succeed. As an unlikely friendship formed, the three of them swore they would always be there for one another. 20 years later, one of them is standing on the edge of a bridge, and someone is urging her to jump. Okay, and then we have The Ring and the Crown by Melissa de la Cruz. She wrote, but this says two girls, one beautiful and strong, one plain and powerless. Only one shall be queen, and the other shall serve her. But as I awake from sleep, I still do not know which one of them is my daughter, and which one is the traitor. There is, this is an arc of the Topanga School by Ben Lerner. I think that's Dark Academia. The Topanga School is a breakthrough. Only Lerner could have written it, and yet no one could have expected it. Set in Kansas in the 1990s, far from the cities through which Lerner's previous novels have wandered, it tells the story of Adam Gordon, a high school senior whose hair is drawn into a ponytail while the sides of his head are shaved. A disastrous compromise between the lefty household of his parents and the red state in which he was raised. This novel is the history of that lefty household, told in his psychological parents' voice, as it is also a disturbing, if often very funny, exploration of the forces that led us to Trump's America. Unlike Adam's horrible haircut, the Topanga School is utterly uncompromising. It confronts topics ranging from sexual abuse to racial appropriation to racial. The Topanga School is utterly uncompromising. It confronts topics ranging from sexual abuse to racial profiling to the bankruptcy of what passes for our political discourse. It does so with a courage and clarity that extends our awareness. There's The New Neighbors by Simon Lellick. The Perfect Couple, The Perfect House, The Perfect Crime. Sweetheart by Chelsea Kane. Gretchen Lowell has escaped. Will Archie Sheridan ever break free? I want to see you. He could hear her breathing. Her long, light breaths only made his breath seem more strangled. Soon, she said. Then you're still in the area? Archie asked, glancing up at Henry to make sure he heard. She took another breath, exhaled. I want to be close to you. Where are you? Where are you? Gretchen, Archie said, don't kill anyone else, okay? This one is more for my classroom than anything else. It's a big old, board type book, which kindergartners love. This is The Children's Atlas of the Human Body by Richard Walker. So it really just shows, the different parts of your body. Then this one, although it's mainly for my classroom, I don't want to put this in my classroom until I read all the stories in it first to myself, and then it'll be put in my classroom. And that is Disney Nursery Rhymes and Fairy Tales. So it's, it's just a cute book that has all the Disney stories in here. There's The Suicide House by Charlie Donnelly. This is Dark Academia, and it's been on my radar since, for a couple of years now. Okay, then there's Because You Love to Hate Me, edited by Amber Lee. This is short stories about the villains in our most beloved Disney books. Disney movies. It might be in our books too. I don't know for sure, but each of our authors have teamed up with a booktuber to create a little short story about a villain. And this year I've really realized that I love villain backstories. There's Good Me, Bad Me by Ali Land. How far does the apple fall from the tree? Mindy's mother is a serial killer. Though Millie loves her mom, the only way to make her stop is to turn her into the police. Millie is given a fresh start, a new identity, a home with a foster family, and a spot at a private school. I have For Better and Worse by Margaret Hunt. It was the perfect marriage until everything went wrong. On their first date back in law school, Natalie and Will Clark bonded over drinks, dinner, and whether they could get away with murder. Now married, they'll put the latter to the test when an unchecked danger in their community places their son in jeopardy. Gone with the Wind, pretty chunky, classic Western, takes place during a war, I think. Then there's The Eye of Mines by James Dashner. He wrote the Maze Runner series, which I read the first one, wasn't a huge fan. But this says, welcome to the Vertnet, a world beyond your wildest dreams and your worst nightmares. The Vertnet offers total mind and body immersion, and the more hacking skills you have, the more fun it is. Why bother following the rules when most of them are dumb anyway? When I was a kid, I really wanted to be a CIA agent or an FBI agent or Olivia Benson from Law & Order SVU. Those were my role models back in the day. And I loved Alias. The TV show. So when I found Alias, Father Figure, an original prequel novel based on the hit TV series created by J.J. Abrams, I had to get it. Wicked by Nancy Holder and Debbie Bogie. It is some kind of witchy story, and I have realized that I love witch stories. There is The Winter People by Jennifer McMahon. Jennifer McMahon is a horror thriller author that I've really been wanting to read. Then there's The Good Killer by Harry Donnellan. I think Harry Donnellan is a serial killer. Sean Tennant and Molly Winter are living quietly and cautiously in Houston when a troubled, obsessive stranger shatters the safety they have carefully constructed for themselves. When a mass murder begins at a mall when he is shopping, Sean, a former soldier, instinctively rushes towards the shooter and ends the slaughter with two well-placed shots. So, there's The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth. I think this is a coming-of-age novel that has LGBT rep. There's Local Girl Missing by Claire Douglas. Someone knows where she is. The Chain by Adrienne McKinney. So this is about this woman whose child gets kidnapped, and she gets a phone call. Instead of wanting ransom, the kidnapper wants her to kidnap another child. We're down to our last three. Let's talk about Lock and Key, Volume 1. This was a hauntingly fun Netflix original series back when I had Netflix. And it says, welcome to Lovecraft. So I think they move into this haunted house that has some like magical elements, and I mean, just look at that. So, ready for that. Then there's The Guest List by Lucy Foley. You'd Kill to Be on It. This is, you know what? Let's talk about both of them. One by One by Ruth Ware. They are both isolated mystery thrillers. I believe that in both of them, they take place on like these islands where people start dying. So it's an isolated type thing. And in the guest list, it's a wedding and you don't even know who the victim is until the end. And one by one, it takes place in a snowstorm. But that was all of my books for my book haul, I think. Yeah, that was a massive book haul. Maybe I'll write how many books it was right here. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this massive book haul. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.